the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, cause if the boot do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Money Bags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys are not missing out for any updates when it's time to short, when it's time to long. Even though it's not financial advice, you guys know that we're keeping our fingers on the pulse of cryptocurrency 100%. Appreciate you guys all pulling up. Welcome in Darren. We got Darren in here right away. We got the XPX fam pulling up. If you guys are coming here for the giveaway, because I know a lot of people see, crypto giveaway, they want to pull up right away for the giveaway. Make sure you go over to Pump Fun. Go over to pump.fun. Go to the live streams and engage over here. Okay, so this is where we're at over here on Pump Fun for that giveaway. Very important that you guys come over here. We got a nice leg up. We got some utility around the corner. We got some positive things going on, honestly, fam. And, yeah, we were talking the market's somewhat still bearish the last stream. But this is the time. This is shout out to Ben Billions and the Thierry fam. The red days are the bread days. That's really what it comes down to. So go over to pump.fun. Let me share my screen, actually. Go over to pump.fun and make sure that you guys are engaging over here. Here we are right here. Looking pretty XPX purple, right? Looking pretty good. Let's go. But go over there and make sure you guys join that chat, the XPX pay chat, and engage there for the giveaway. We're going to do some giveaways for you guys. Make sure you guys do not miss out on those. But let's start off right over here with the overall crypto market cap. We actually been using Ask Clash quite a bit. I still want to know why there's a difference in this overall crypto market cap to Clash, but there's a lot of great information over here on Clash's Ask Clash. I really been liking this, and I think I usually, if you guys notice, I like my background's usually kind of dark, so I think it just, my eyes absorb it a little bit nicer, right? But we got the overall crypto market cap 2.54 on coin market cap. Crypto markets were pretty red for a little bit. Prices not looking too strong, even with positive things in the market, some ceasefire, some, hey, maybe this is going to go away. You still have, some resistance and, where the bears kind of take control with now, right? 5-minute chart that I was just looking at before the stream and kind of looking at this turnaround, because down here, this is where I was thinking maybe a nice little long could exist down here, even though we don't have no buy signals. I know we're supposed to wait for them, but sometimes when you see these fast moves like that, it'll come back to fill this little this move up, right? And there's some gains that exist in there, right? But BTC, yesterday when we were doing the live stream, we talked about, hey, maybe it was going to hit this and pull right back again. Well, there we go, right? And that's why I tell everybody, it's like, not to be bearish. I'm long-term bullish on the markets, but it's so that you can wait for this moment, just like I did. I placed a long at, let me see on my phone, just so I can give you guys the right number. And don't follow this trade. I really shouldn't even be live streaming and trading. I don't like when I do that, but sometimes, man, you just got to pull the trigger on things, right? You just got to be like, boom, that's it right there. But let me give you guys a price. I think it was 70. Okay, so we're up only 3.5%, but 75,946. 75,946 was the entry on that long, and kind of coming back down to this lower value range on the value profile, coming on this lower level where it can bounce back up, right? Not saying that it's going to last long, we're not sure, but the overall market has been just kind of really shaky, and that's what I kind of like about this Clash kind of setup right here, because it gives you a lot of information. It's got your fear greed index, it's got your outflows, it's got all your stuff kind of, and coin market cap has it as well. But I actually like seeing all this stuff. I'm still getting used to it, And I think everybody should get kind of used to it. But there's a lot of great information on here where, and then you can just ask AI, right? You can just, just ask it, right? So you got cautious market read, right? So the markets are kind of cautious. And you know what? We've been feeling that for a while already. It's been a while since we've been feeling where the markets feel a little bit cautious. That's one way to put it. They've been on the fence, right? But like Ben Billions likes to say, the red days are the bread days, and you're seeing Bitmine buys more Ethereum. You're seeing the Iran piece, little market pump, a little surge from more talks about this. Hyperliquid launches prediction markets for real world events. So you're seeing infrastructure being built nonstop or whatever the price is at. And this is something that I use myself, like especially when it comes to like XPX, because the market going up, the market going down. 1 minute everybody's bullish, 1 minute everybody's not. If you follow the big money, whether it's Bitmine loading up on their conviction play Ethereum, whether it's Hyperliquid making sure they're not being left behind by, building more infrastructure, that's what smart money's doing. Like smart money literally never looks phased. Like if we put them on like some kind of machine that would read their, their heart rate as far as when prices move, I bet it would just be normal heart rate. But you go onto X Spaces and you go onto, your Telegram or whatever, and you put everybody on a heart monitor, that thing's going to be percolating, right? But this is something that I remind myself with XPX. What's up, Saphir? With the XPX community, the way that we carry ourselves, we got some utility coming out around the corner, and it's pretty bullish, fam. And I'm really looking forward to it. And it comes from, I was when I was outside today, and I was thinking a little bit, and you guys vibe with me if you guys can. But I was sitting outside enjoying a cigar, like after showering, all that stuff. It's not too hot yet in Las Vegas, when it's kind of early out, and I was just chilling out there. And like when it came to like XPX and this amazing community, the Saphirs, the Darrens, the Mr. Moles, the Danielles, the TKs, Jace, everybody really, right? Everybody plays some kind of factor in it. But XPX, yeah, we're in the market and people are here to make money, but it's also the proof. Like when I was sitting outside, I was having like a little moment, but I was like, it's also proof that anything can be done. Like, with this next utility coming out and everything that we've done, next month is 2 years. It's also proof that, if a lot of great people got together and they pushed, that a lot of great things can be accomplished. And it was just like, man, that's pretty nice. And then, you come and you look at some news articles and it solidifies everything that you're doing. And maybe you got a meme coin, maybe you got a utility play, maybe you got an RWA, maybe you got a charitable token. But, if you take a page out of their book as far as their character on what they do, they focus on their infrastructure. They focus on building. They focus on progress, right? So if you're a meme coin, focus on your progress, growing your community, growing your hype. If you're a charitable token, focus on growing more charities that you're donating to. If you're a utility project like XPX, focus on building the infrastructure that is going to make everybody extremely wealthy. Because at the end of the day, XPX answers the number one question when it comes to cryptocurrency, and that is, how can I spend it? The number one question, and there are many questions from retail, but the number one question is always going to be, how can I spend it, right? And whether you're doing good on poly markets, whether you're doing it on Hyperliquid now with their prediction market infrastructure, whether you're doing it on Clash Picks, whatever you're doing it on, you're going to get to the point where you're going to want to be able to use your gains, right? And XPX answers a lot of questions across the board, whether you're a gambler in the space, whether you're doing prediction markets, whether you're doing RWA. If you're printing or making any money and eventually want to already be accustomed to what it looks like to use your crypto in the real world, then XPX marks the spot. It really does. And shout out to every investor in XPX. Honestly, if you guys are listening to this live or listening to this later on, I just, want to say thank you to every single one of you guys, because, yeah, we're here to make money, and I get that, but it is pretty cool that we're getting to the point to turning this into a 7-figure company. And, from an idea to a community, to the grind and all this stuff coming about, it's pretty fascinating, honestly, and it's pretty amazing to be a part of it. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. I'm just as much as a part of it as any other investor, right? I buy it up just as much as everybody else. I grind nonstop. I didn't go to sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning. You guys see me up super early already and stuff, getting things ready. So it's like I'm investing money, time, and everything, just like everybody else. And it's cool that it's slowly being rewarded with the progress that we're making. So here goes some more infrastructure being built, just reminding everybody the importance of, yeah, sometimes price, might fluctuate and it might do what it does, and the sentiments change, just like the seasons change. But if you look at smart money and you look at what they do, they honestly continue to build and buy the dip and DCA into their conviction play. Like, find your conviction play. I'm not saying don't have fun with your meme coins, don't have fun with your NFTs. I'm not saying don't spend time in the metaverse. Whatever you got to, it's part of the space, and this is how we absorb it and learn from this space, is by interacting, especially if you're a hands-on learner, right? So you're learning by getting wrecked, right? You're learning by printing, you're learning by the experience in cryptocurrency. But definitely stay focused on the .com moment that we're all sitting at right now, and this opportunity. And I think when you look at the big players, you can see that they're looking really far down the road on this, just like the people did with the internet and the .com moment. So Bitmine buys Ethereum dip despite 8 billion losses, while strategy cuts debt with no Bitcoin sales. And fam, I want, if you got to move like them, right? It's like you can't act like a pigeon and keep wanting to fly with an eagle. It's like, if I got to put on eagle feathers that I found on the ground for a while so I can grow my own eagle feathers, I'm doing what they do. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm gonna do the stuff that it takes to move like what the winners look like, even if it doesn't even make sense, right? It's like, why are they doing this? How can they ignore, what everybody's, spooked about on prices? It's because they're looking so far down the road. So yes, I know at times the prices test us and they play with us, but if we're looking really far down the road, this is a massive opportunity. And I know sometimes, like the last stream, it's like, come on, Rico, come on here and be just not. I'm bullish on crypto long term. I'm my time, my everything that I do in crypto, with almost 4,000 videos, developing a project, helping other projects. Everything that I do is for the love of crypto, because I know it's here to stay, right? But there's moments where the markets tend to change, and that's okay. It's just we're tracking price. We're not, attached to, price is going to make or break us at the end of the day, because we're here for the long term. What's up, Profit Bear? And yeah, so just solidify yourself with your conviction plays. Yes, we talked yesterday and we were talking about how price could get rejected right here. It did. Not all the times do we like to be right, but these are the areas that we look for, so that you could put your hands together and be like, okay, every time we come down here, there's a little bounce. And that's why that long was placed at 78, 9 something, right? And it could turn out to be a nice trade, or it can turn out to be a nice little runner going back to test these $80,000 BTCs, which could be really bullish, right? But you can see how the markets are still kind of in this loop of, this boring range right here. And yeah, there's trades that can happen in between there, but you're not missing out on too much. The next trade, I think, exists right here. I think there'll be a nice little long coming back up to at least test into this range, 76.5, maybe going up to the point of control of 77,000. But we're waiting for some bigger confirmation. We're waiting for these higher time frames to get back bullish on this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, because it's been bearish ever since it broke underneath it. This is where we had all this fun, right? When it first broke the 200 moving average going above it. And we're like, woo, we're back, baby. We're so back. Let's go. And then, it broke underneath the 200. So you have all this, what's going on? But when you zoom out, even all of this is still happening inside of this area, right? So still being very, very patient on, this happening for us right here. And this is when the markets come all the way back. When it's daily chart above the 200 moving average, really printing that on there and letting everybody know, hey, we're ready to shake things up. And I think that's where you're going to wish that you bought more XPX. You're going to wish that you bought more Jesus coin. You're going to wish that you loaded up on your favorite projects, because right here, when the markets are fearful, it's some of the best times to be greedy. Now, that might not be the case all the time. You don't want to catch a falling knife, but when you're seeing so much structure and price and marching to the right, trying to break out nonstop, that breakout is around the corner. And I think it's going to come with, more clarity, more, peace, and some more bullishness sprinkled all on top of it, right? And we're going to be patient for that to happen. So Bitcoin's price still on the daily chart, we're keeping an eye on it. It could slip and go lower, but if some of these lower time frames get back bullish, then things can turn right back around and go test this 200 moving average again. That would be so much fun. Oh my God, I just want to break above that already. Honestly, I'm just ready for it. Here goes your Ethereum price action. It kind of started over here when it started hitting all these tops over here on ETH. For all my ETH people, right there, top resistance, 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 all across this. And this is where this downtrend started. And we're still being, hey, it can still come down here and touch $1,800 Ethereum. But if BTC turns around and these, things start to rally, then that kind of changes that a little bit, right? But we're just respecting these higher time frames like tremendously more than ever before. Because hey, spend some time building, grind a little bit. Hey, what's up, man? Get the Elephanto crew up in here. Get some of these guys up in here. We got Hoppy, we got Elephanto, we got the Virl one. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a giveaway. The giveaways are on the pump.fun live stream. So go to pump.fun and engage over there. That's where the giveaway is gonna be. We're laying our foundation over there. Streaming as well over there on Pump Fun. I think it's kind of amazing that you can be on one of the hottest platforms. Obviously, if you get enough most viewers, we're almost there. We're not quite there. We need some more people, but we're somewhere on this list. Here we are on the list. We got 4 people. The more people we get on the homepage of Pump Fun, I think it's something bullish. And if you're part of, if you hold a bag, whether it's XPX or whatever it might be, getting in here pushes us to the top, and we'll be talking about your project on a pretty hot platform, which is where everybody's at, right? All right, let's go back over here. Ethereum's price in this consolidation on the 4-hour chart. We're going to see if this is going to be some structure down here and where we have a test back up at, close to 2,200. But that's going to be so dependent on Bitcoin's price right now. Nice. Here goes XRP. We've been talking about it as well. So what I've been waiting for is just for this break on this daily chart for everybody. That's why I've been focused on the back end, because even XRP, whoever it is, we're just waiting for this. And watch, when it happens on the daily chart, it's going to be so easy to be like, guess what, guys? We're going up. But right now, even as you're looking at XRP or you're looking at some of the hottest alts, it still is in this same little box. So you're not missing out on too much. Is there anything else that you could be doing? That's the biggest question, besides getting rugged. Is there anything else that you could be doing, right? And it's like, there's definitely some things that we could be doing. And yeah, that's what we've been doing. So XRP and this consolidation, we're just going to be patient for these things, man. We're going to be patient for these prices. I personally believe that, this consolidation could be a section where eventually it turns into, when we're looking back and we're like, man, that was the accumulation zone. That was where we were supposed to send even higher. That's where we were supposed to get a bag of BNB. That's where we were supposed to get a bag of, of XRP, was all that consolidation when everybody was being bummed out. It was then that yeah, man, it's looking good, Prophet. It's looking good, man. That's the thing. There's a lot of great investors like right around XPX. You attract some serious investors when you're doing payments. I'm telling you, there's people are literally looking at positions right now and turning the cheek on being whales in something massive. We're at 378,000 in paid orders. Like, we're moving, fam. And we got that referral program to get more clients. The more the clients grow, the more the volume picks up. And I was just looking on Pump Fund. There's a feature now that we can turn on. I'm going to talk to the community where it kind of automatically does buybacks and burns. But even the dev wallet from XPX Pay, I just been DCAing myself. I've been buying it at every price. Dev has just been buying everywhere, and that's going to keep happening. With the creator reward, it's close to $3,000, and I'm a whale. And you know what? I'm glad you're a whale, bro. Honestly, and I want nothing more than to make every single investor from whale to shrimp to everything in between happy in XPX. And I think this is a great time to grow your bags right now. We got utility right around the corner. You guys will know when the countdown starts. Be patient. We're crash testing APIs. Things are pretty set up, but yeah, we're still early. And like I said, the markets are not roaring without us. It's not like Solana's at $250 and we're being left behind. And so I think this is the time to load up on your Solana, to load up on your favorite Solana plays, to find your hitters. Maybe it's Hoppy, maybe, because what are all these plays going to look like when we're, Solana 250, Solana 300? That's going to happen. It's not like Solana's just going to sit down here forever. Neither is BNB. Let's jump into BNB really quick. Again, not missing out on a crazy amount of action. If you're trading along there, short there, shout out to you. But again, still within this range, and that's because we've been waiting for. Watch how quick the markets are going to be. So much, and look how this 200 moving average comes exactly to where resistance. It would be cool to see the markets turn back bullish, and that we broke past that resistance and that 200 moving average at the same time, just because I love charts so freaking much. Just because I love charts so much, I want this to happen. Not just because I'm bullish and you're bullish and we're all freaking bullish, but because to see prior resistance and then it break out and break above the 200 moving average and make a support above it and go trade into this gap, everything beautiful happen. It would just confirm like what we do here. It will confirm what we're looking at. So, man, I would love to see this. But at the same time, if you saw it get rejected there again, we got to accept that too. We got to put our big boy pants on and be like, well, it got rejected. It's heart's broken, right? So, but BNB right here, this is the target, man. Breaking past this horizontal line that I put right there in sky blue is going to be where BNB and to break above that 200, right around, $700, $690, where things get really, really exciting. Until then, we're just waiting around. We're all just chilling, waiting around. Yeah, Elephanto, I looked at it this morning. It's looking really good. It's still looking solid. So that's why we got it up there. Get the community up in here. Like I said, if they want to win some XPX, get them in the Pump Fund live stream. I think getting the numbers up there is super important. We laid the foundation over there, get new investors. Retail's on that pump.fund thing, all right? They got phantom wallets. That's just where they're at. So the fact that we can go over there and sprinkle Elephanto through a live stream, sprinkle XPX through a live stream on pump.fund, I think it's pretty massive. All right, BNB. Keep an eye on these lower prices as well. You got 616, you got lower prices at 578. We're all just waiting on BTC to see what BTC is going to do. Here goes your Solana again. Top. I mean, come on. It's like at some point you gotta be like, what? All right. And this is what we talked about. It's not picture perfect. And I say that all the time. Like, that's why we're not a guru or nothing like that, because I haven't been able to see a picture perfect one. But you can see where time and price does respect certain areas, and where you can ask yourself, like, dude, if it, when we were up here and we first got rejected, it was like, could it possibly do this? And it's like, when you said, could it do that on this side and go back up? And it's like, it's looking like it. It's definitely looking like it. We're just like, hey, is it? Could it? Can it be, Safir? Ahmed, can it be? Darren, could that happen? Would it be out of the norm? It's like, no, it definitely could happen, right? And the same thing goes for the breakout. Solana getting above this, just like we talked about on the BNB side. What if this thing eventually meets up right where this, hey, Psychedelic Angel, right where this breakout is at, right where this resistance was at, meeting right there? That would be nice. And sometimes you got to let these things like literally come together and they'll squeeze, right? They'll just come like this and they'll squeeze together. And then that cross will just happen organically, where they'll converge, right? And it'll, kind of do it on itself, and not doing it just like as a breakout like we want, right? We want it just to be like, come on, just God candle, right? And it doesn't happen like that. A lot of times it's like this squeeze thing that happens right here, where it can no longer, do anything. And if you look at the Bollinger Bands, we could probably turn them on just for fun if you guys don't mind. If you guys are vibing with me, if you guys are not in a hurry, let's turn them on really quick. And you can see a little bit of this, like when things get so tight that eventually they just can't do nothing about it. Let's turn some of this off. Let's go to indicators. We pay for this stuff and it's so expensive. Bollinger Bands. Let's just get the original ones, no strategy. And let's look at maybe a shorter time frame. Even on the Bollinger Bands, like probably not the best example, but you can see how when things get really tight, there's a point where they expand again. And I used to use these a lot. It like makes this peanut shape all the time. And you'll see where when they get really close together, they'll explode. And the same thing goes for like the moving averages. They all have this like similarity to them where when they squeeze really tight together, they'll yeah, I don't know. New BTC all-time high by tomorrow. Yeah, of course. Refinance the house. That's what's going on. But you can see even these Bollinger Bands have these things where they're all spread apart, right? And then they get really close together where the candles can't even fit, and then there's that breakout. Then they're all spread apart, and then they get really close again. And then there's that, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, but you can even see on Bollinger Bands the same thing. And if we shout out to Blunt House, let's turn the Bollinger Bands off. Let's go to the Blunt House indicator right here. Boom. Turn this bad boy on. Same thing. What happened right here? Like, look at all these things spread apart. And then the minute they cross over kind of organically together, when they get all squeezed and they get all tangled up, they flip. And then you have this where they fan out, like Blunt says, they fan out, and they do. And then you'll start to see them kind of get all kind of tangled up again. They'll fan out all over again. They'll try to twist up. And this is why the 200 is so powerful, this red line, because I mean, they can all get twisted up and get rejected, twisted up, rejected, twisted up, rejected. You can see how that 200 moving average is pretty powerful. But again, this is what we're going to be waiting for, even for this on, whether you're looking at Solana, whether you're looking at BTC on a higher time frame, we're waiting for all these to twist up and kind of go to the top. And let's look on a daily chart and see how this whole thing. So here goes your fanned out, they all twisted up, super fanned out. And here goes your moving averages on, Solana on the daily chart. So they're all twisted up right now. This is like a perfect scenario, especially after all of this but this is that main one. This is Bowser on Super Mario. This is the last final boss, basically, right? It's the 200 moving average. Let's go to BTC one more time with these moving averages and the fanning out idea, right? When things get fanned out, oil prices. So those things fanned out, and here we go. This goes BTC, all spread apart and stuff. And we need these all to kind of get twisted up in this section, and where these moving averages break through that 200 moving average and get fanned out, just like they did on this side, where they just pump up like that. Really, really cool. And yeah, I love it. All right, let's turn those off. I've been using this other indicator. It has a couple little things that I like. We're also, speaking of indicators, when it is live and fully active, we'll be having something to talk about with this one right here with NeuroTrader. This is something that I was using at the BTC conference. I really liked this. I got to experiment with this, and I think it could help people out. Let's be honest. AI is what we all wanted. It's awesome. It's literally awesome, right? And I think implementing it into your everyday life, whether it's just setting up some tasks, whether it's helping you out with your job, there's a lot of things that XPX is currently working on that is beyond the utilities that are going to be released. And this is a bit of alpha for all the XPX people that are like tapped in right now. After the utilities are released, we're currently working on stuff around AI intelligence. So that's what's been taking up a lot of my time, streaming time and stuff like that, because that takes a little bit more understanding. It's a lot more making sure that we're staying on top of the trends and making sure that we can be competitive. There's a lot of things there. But, on top of being where we have bullish utilities with an S coming out over the coming months, this is not this particularly as far as, trading goes, but as far as what we do, right? And that's a huge amount of alpha, and it really, really keeps XPX not just competitive, because we're really just competing against ourselves, fam, honestly, but relative to the times, right? And you never want to be a laggard when it comes to technology that disrupts the market. Don't be pushing it off so much because you don't understand it. It's better to find a way to implement it, right? So this has been something that on many different ways I've been teaching myself AI, with some also spending like 4 hours, 5 hours on Zoom calls with really high-end devs into space that I truly do respect and I really appreciate. I won't name drop or anything like that, but I really do appreciate them spending 5 hours with me on a Zoom call and breaking down a lot of stuff that would take your 10,000 hours, right? Like you can read AI for Dummies, and cool, you got that, and you can watch a YouTube video and all that stuff. But just like chess, just like anything that you're going to do in your life, to master it, you need your 10,000 hours, right? Why do you think I go crazy on what I do here? Like, I might not be the smartest, I might not be the fastest. I know I'm not the fastest. I walk with a cane, but as far as like chasing the progress and being determined, that all comes together and it really starts to make some things happen. And it really comes down to getting your 10,000 hours, right? So, yeah, XPX, there's some bullish things in the future after these utilities over the next couple months. We're just taking our time in the market. We're building, a multi-million-dollar company here, and it's going to be even easier and cooler and exciting with having tools like what we have already, but also having tools that make sense with the current state of AI. And that's all that I'll say on that. But definitely stay tuned in for this when this goes live. And I got my early access already. I'm going to be one of the first people to have access to this. I got there and sat down with the guy who put it together and chilled with his wife. And when nobody was at their booth, we sat down right next to some like couches and stuff, and we talked for a while. When it's time for me to dive in, I'm all in. I'm all in. So we're definitely going to be bringing stuff like this to the table. And again, when you start to pick up all the clues and you're seeing AI bots, you're seeing AI doing this, is like you got to ask yourself, like, where else can I put this, right? And when you're running a soon to be multi-million-dollar company, you have to ask yourself, where can AI help XPX, enter the stratosphere and beyond? And that's what we're doing as a project and as a community. I really do appreciate it. All right, fam, let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit. BTC is still holding on. I'll be peeking on this a little bit because I got a long on there, and obviously we don't want to get shooken now, baby. No, we don't. Keep building the tech ready for retail investors. That's one thing that you guys can count on, man, honestly. And you can do anything you put your mind into, bro. Thank you, Saphir. Thank you, bro. That means a lot, bro. You don't even know. That means a lot. It's incredible what AI bots are achieving. I completely agree. And we will not leave, AI will not leave XPX behind, and that's something that you guys can count on. And yeah, bro, honestly, Saphir, what you said means a lot, bro. And the support from the community means a lot. You guys are absolutely amazing. And like I said, trust me, I want us all to be extremely wealthy with our gem, with our baby, right? And it's gonna happen because we're building something that's real. But something beyond that, it is that this thing is a bit of proof. I think that we can say that if you put your mind to something, no massive KOLs, no massive this, we didn't hit $50 million market cap, and we're still developing and we're still bringing out utility at any market cap. And that is a big thanks. And also like my show of appreciation to the community for being so loyal to what we're building here, the vision, that no matter what, we're going to keep building, right? If it costs my own money, if it costs my own time, to sleep, whatever it is, is it worth proving that if you put your mind to something, it could be done? And the answer to me, when I was outside earlier today, kind of just enjoying the day before it got super hot, it's still not too hot, it was like, yes, it's 100% worth it. To say that a bunch of people from around the world got together and now it's one of the biggest payment processors in the world. Like, yeah, is the money going to come? Absolutely. It's already starting to be something, right? So for those who don't know, for those who are new to the channel, we're going to do the XPX giveaway during this kind of part of the segment of the show. and kind of this segment of the vibe, right? Go over to pump.fun. Join us there for that live stream in the chat. This is where the giveaway is going to go. For those who don't know, I am the founder of XPX. Amazing team, amazing community, amazing project. And now going next month, 2 years developing and grinding, starting off on the smart DeFi, smart chain, BSC, Binance Smart Chain on smart DeFi. Nice. Elephanto 35C. Yeah. Nice. I like that. I like that recipe a lot. That's a sender to over 20-30 million easily. And we're going to get into that, bro. We're definitely going to get into that. Like I said, get the Elephanto community in here. If you can get them on the Pump Fun stream as well, it's super bullish to get the viewer count on pump.fun as high as we can, because then we're on the front page of where retail's at and everybody's at, right? So this is where we cross-pollinate all the things that we're bullish on this space, right? So obviously being a little bit biased, I'm super bullish on the project that we launched, going on 2 years ago on Smart DeFi, on the Binance Smart Chain. Over here, grinding, doing our thing, staking, lending protocol, asset backing pool, the highest asset backing pool on Smart DeFi, and honestly, one of the strongest communities that I've ever seen in all of DeFi. And we've been holding it down on the Binance Smart Chain, really getting exposure over there, building our foundation. And honestly, I have to say this, and I say it proudly, honestly, as well. It's like without Smart DeFi, the foundation would have not been the same. So shout out to Smart DeFi for allowing us to build that foundation so we can expand to the Solana chain like we have. Shout out to Pablo Crow, man. We're going to bring up Pbtc as well. Get the community in here, man. We got a vibe set for everybody. We got a giveaway going on right now for XPX on pump.fun, taking advantage of, the hottest platform that is, where retail's at right now. So, get your community on the pump.fun app, right? Because we're over here on the front page. We're almost on the front page. We need a few more people to get on the front page. So we're right here, man, talking about everybody's project. We're doing it different over here. So get your communities in here. We're going to be giving away some crypto and talking about your guys' plays and just really shaking things up. All right. But XPX has been shaking things up in the realm of payments, starting off on the BNB chain. So if you're bullish on BNB, if you love BNB, if you want staking on BNB and you want to be part of XPX, and like what I tell people, when you look at XPX, you got to look at it as like stocks. When you buy XPX on BNB, you're buying tokens, you're buying shares of a real business. When you buy XPX on Solana, you're buying shares of something that's real. Okay. And that's the biggest thing. You could have bought a bunch of Amazon shares when it was only shipping books. You could have bought a bunch of Netflix shares when they're, beating out Blockbuster, and Blockbuster had a chance to buy out Netflix and they laughed in their face. He who laughs last laughs the hardest. So, don't fudge yourself. Don't get caught up in people soft footing their own bags. People trying to laugh at this, trying to laugh at that. Stay locked in, fam. Stay locked in, because this is our .com moment. If you want to be part of a .com moment, get a bag on the BNB chain. Get a bag also over here on the Solana chain. We just had one of our whales really load up a nice size bag. And shout out to all the XPX investors on both chains. The reason why we came over here to Solana, let's be honest, is to be on the hottest freaking wallet that there is. The Phantom wallet is one of the hottest wallets. It just is. Okay. And when you talk to retail today, they're not going to say that they got a MetaMask. I dare you, go out there and ask retail, do they got a MetaMask? They're going to tell you that they got a Phantom wallet. That's what they're going to tell you. Yahoo could have bought Google at one point. That's where we're at, Saphir. I know down to my bones, down to the atoms that make Rico who Rico is. I know that we're in that moment right now. We're in that moment right now. And XPX could be that moment for you. If you believe that payments is everything, if you guys can see whether you're a meme coin millionaire, whether you're an NFT flipper making money, whether you're doing whatever you're doing in crypto, I want you MFers to win. Why? Because if you guys win, you're probably going to go to XPX. Why not go to the one that's already, getting, close to $500,000 in paid orders? It's already been here 2 years. It's the foundation's there. You're seeing early access to real things being built. And we got more utility around the corner. Like I said, utilities with an S over the coming months. And like I said, AI around the XPX. Let's go to our X account, fam, and we're going to do the giveaway on the pump.fun live stream, fam. We're laying the foundation, fam. I need you to trust the process with this, whether you're part of Elephanto, whether you're part of TTTT. This is my marketing background, letting you guys know that there's a reason why we got to be doing these live streams on this platform. We got to sprinkle our existence on pump.fun and this damn Phantom wallet that everybody's using. It would be almost like I don't know. It would almost keep me up. I'll get less sleep than I already do, right? Because it's like, fam, this is marketing. This is marketing. So get your project in here right now. Get your people in here and let me help you market Elephanto. Let me help you market TTT by being on one of the hottest platforms, pump.fun. Let's go to our X account and then we're going to do the giveaway for you guys in just a second. We're going to run it right now. I'm wrapping this segment up and then we're going to get into Elephanto, Hoppy. We're going to get into TTT. Appreciate the super chat, broski. You're a real one, constantly building into space. And yeah, we're here to stay, man. We're here to stay, man. All right, man. All right. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. Tell me, bro. I'm gonna keep doing this the right way, man. The community. I owe this to XPX, you know, and I owe this to myself. Like I asked myself this morning outside. It's like, you know, it's like this is obviously we're here to make money, but you know, how cool would it be? And we're doing it. We're actually doing it. This is not like we're wishing on a damn star far away and it's not happening. You know, we're we're $378,000 in paid orders. We're really doing it. You know, this is going to turn into a 7-figure company, right? And I want you guys to be a part of it. Right now, we got this referral program. Guys, go sign up right now. And like I was talking about some of the utilities on the last stream, it's going to be even a lot easier to get some of this referral stuff going. I can't say too much right now. Still crash testing some APIs, but get ready, man. XPX is about to drop 1 million reasons why you should load up on this project, okay? Imagine a global key that unlocks 7 figures right from your screen to the real world. Boy, girl. What? Oh my God. Oh man, it's real, man. It's real, man. We're doing this, and I love that I'm a part of this with you guys. So let's do a giveaway right now. If you guys are listening live on X or YouTube, make sure that you go over to pump.fun, fam. Go over there. Get a bag of XPX for sure. Don't miss out on that opportunity. We're super early. You got whale positions just sitting right there. You got 10X, 50X just easily sitting there. But we're about to pick a number 1 through 100. You guys are picking numbers already. You guys better wait. Don't, hey, wait. Whoa. My beautiful people of crypto. Wait a second. None of those numbers count. Wait a second. None of those numbers count. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me not look at those numbers because they're gonna mess up my thing. Okay, I got the number 1 through 100. Let's go right now. Starting right now. 1 through 100. Money sitting on the table. Super easy for you guys to get you exposed to XPX, man. It's so freaking easy, fam. And I don't want to be that guy where it's like, you know, I told you so, but I think I'm going to be that guy because it's like we're here setting that foundation. XPX is doing its thing. And, you know, and everything that we do is for us to win. It really, really is. And that's why at freaking, you know, underneath 300K market cap, you know, 100 market cap on Solana, we're still going to release massive utility because I'm determined to win. You know, and, that's really what I wanted to do. And I think when you're determined on that more so than a lot of other things is why we've been here 2 years doing what we've been doing, is why our client base is growing, is why the volume on our dashboard is growing, is why the businesses using our dashboard is growing. And that's one of the reasons for this next utility. Quite honestly, fam, is to focus on organizations and, you know, give the power to, you know, big numbers, big numbers, right? Big numbers. Nope. Keep going. 1 through 100, man. We still don't have a winner. Come over to pump.fun to get some XPX, man. Really easy to win. Doesn't get easier than this. Our chat is cooking. We're at level 4 on the chat, so we are definitely cooking. Oh, we got our first winner. It is number 3 was the number, and it is Profit, man. Nice, man. Winner, chicken dinner. What a Chad to win, too, man. What a Chad. Somebody else just put 3 up. You're just a little bit late, fam. You're just a little bit late. Oh, I get so excited for you guys to win, man. It's a fun part of the day, honestly. when you guys are winning and we're getting to have some fun and we're laying the foundation on this whole new platform, Pump.Fun, and we're seeing all this new stuff being built, the chat being hot, live chat over there. You know, now they got voice chats. I just seen that they got like buybacks and burn features. Like, we're right in the mix. We're right at the right place, right freaking time where all this stuff is happening. It doesn't get any better than this of where we're supposed to be right now. Man, whoo. That's nice. Shout out to the winner. Shout out to Profit Bear. All right, right here, man. Let's go into our next plays. Let's go into our next plays. Let's go into our next plays. We're going to start off with Virl since it's right here. We got that one up on the ticker. It's definitely pulled back, but hey, this is part of that stuff. This is where you start saying, hey, is this that area? And people will be like, oh, you can't do TA on meme coins. You can't do TA. Yes, you can. Okay. Yes, you can. Because otherwise, why does it keep going to these same damn areas? Yeah, it broke a little bit above 5, but man, that's just a little, it's never picture perfect, but these patterns do exist. Here goes their 1 million. Their 1 million right here. They came all the way back down to, before ripping up, they came all the way down to 3 something and ripped up pretty hard. But this is Virl, man. I think this is pretty cool. I think this is probably going to be getting used in this space. You know, I'm probably a little bit behind on this, to be honest with you guys. The XPX community has been keeping me in the dungeon building and grinding with, yeah. Honestly, it's been a lot of crash course learning AI and how to really make it work for us in the future. And so, you know, you're not asked for Pokemon. You're not going to catch them all, but this could be something right here. This could be something right here. And I want you guys to explore this, check it out, look into it. Sometimes when, you know, price is being priced, of course, it will scare a lot of people, but we also got to look at what's being built. And Virl.Fun, you know, you're looking at everything, how we operate in the space. This is right up the alley of what crypto's all about. This is right up the alley of what, like, it's what's trending, what's got everybody's attention, what's going viral, what's the new thing that's going viral. So it's like that is part of that recipe of what crypto is about, right? So there is some tangible stuff there. You know, there's some tangible stuff there for sure. You know, we're front running everything. I mean, who doesn't like the sound of that? And maybe I can get these people on a live stream to like break it down for us. You know, that would be freaking awesome. What's up, Crypto Fan Radio? What's up, Normie Crypto One? Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys pulling up. But it's like, I would like to have some of the people up from this because, you know, I'm from 2017 getting into crypto, you know, from reading white papers and why we're in crypto, right? And then 2021, still very utility-based crypto. So when I see tech like this, and it's right around the crypto stuff, you got to pay attention to the stuff because this is not just this is going to happen whether they figure it out and make this a hitter or not. This is going to be part of the space. That's how I feel about this like a little viral tool right here, Virl.Fun. And I mean, what a better name than that? Pump Fund and Virl.Fun. So I think it has potential. Yeah, if there was any SocialFi stuff that could work, I think this has some real potential. Virl.Fun, pretty simple. So keep an eye on this one for sure. I know the price is probably going to scare people because, you know, people want to buy the tops, but these are the areas. The red days are the bread days. The chart looks sad, but man, you know what? That's where it prints. That's where, you know, when it's looking sad, that's where the printing starts to happen. The red days are the bread days. Nobody gets rich buying the top. You don't get a Lambo at the top. They don't got Lambo money up here. The Lambo money comes from this type of scenario. Or, you know, loading up down here and this thing actually breaks out because that utility actually takes off. Yeah, and you know what? I don't mind long-term plays. I'm not leaving crypto. You know, it's like, you know, you might take breaks and I think everybody's entitled to a vacation and whatnot like that, but we're not leaving crypto, right? So keep an eye on these types of utilities. And like I said, maybe it's this one, maybe it's not this one, but whether or not this type of stuff is going to exist, I think it is. So that's Virl right there. Next, we got Elephanto. No vacation, fam? Nah. No, you gotta treat yourself. I've been grinding for 2 years. Next month is 2 years. I've been grinding nonstop, building XPX. Right. So I went to my brother's wedding last year. That's the only thing that I went to, and I don't really count, going to the Bitcoin conference or the Rare Evo event or going to San Diego's little conference and stuff like that. I don't really count that because that's still work, right? So yeah, 2 years. Um, Still grinding, fam. And honestly, I've been grinding since before that. 2021 is like crazy. And when I look at how many videos I put out, close to 4,000, it's like, I don't know, straight spaz. Straight spaz. All right, here we go. We got one for you guys right here. This is Elephanto. Good looking chart, honestly, right here. This is a nice little area to be checking things out like this. And I guess word on the street is massive amount of CEXs right around the corner. So, definitely could be one of those things that definitely pop up pretty strong once you start seeing, the CEX after CEX after CEX being put there, right? So I think that this is something that you might want to keep eye on. We're starting to see a little where the Matt Fury plays are popping back up, right? So probably something good to keep an eye on right here. This is Elephanto. And yeah, I've done really good on a lot of I need a Vegas vacation hangover style. Man, that would be awesome, honestly. Like just like 1 week. This 1 week of just Vegas. I don't even know. I don't know. I think we're at the age where a lot of that stuff sounds good. And then when you get to doing it, you're like, wait a minute. When I'm in the moment though, honestly, like I get that second win stuff, man. If I don't like the last BTC conference, I remember hanging out with Dabatola. It was like 3 something in the morning. It was like, I gotta, I was like, dude, I gotta go. I was like, if I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. It's like, it's 3 something in the morning. I gotta be to the same thing with like the crypto fam radio, and we did the mint party at the creator's house. It was like I was there one of the nights super late where I was like, dude, wait a minute. let me get out of here. I don't know how much you can get, how much more you expect to get out of the day and the night, right? It's like you'd about milked it for everything that it has. And but yeah, I mean, we'll have some fun, man. I think a lot of us um gonna get to experience a lot of cool stuff as the time goes by being in crypto so early. And maybe it's through Elephanto. Maybe Elephanto hits $50 million market cap. You got in super early, you aped in right here, and you're looking pretty. You're looking pretty, right? Elephanto, man. I like that one. All right, let's go into the next one. If you guys got some more plays, if you guys got some things you guys want me to check out, just repost the stream, write it in the chat, let me know what you like, what you got going on, and I'll check it out. I like to bring this one up right here. I think this one shows conviction pretty well. Obviously I didn't catch this and it ran up on everybody out of nowhere, but the people that were around this, it's a year and 5 months later, this thing's pumping up at $10 million market cap. People who really, I'm gonna put some pressure on Crypto Fan Radio, who said the chart was looking sad. Here goes an example of the red days being the bread days. And this is where conviction, whether you love your NFTs and you're snatching up the floor prices on your NFTs that you're bullish on, or whatever it might be, there's going to be a point where your conviction gets tested. Like you don't get to just skate by and be like, whoo, conviction didn't even get tested. Oh my God, I love my new Rolex. Right. Right. It's like, no, this is, I think, a great example of, people who kept buying it up down here at $1 million market cap, bought it up through the dip, and then this pop happened, at close to $20 million market cap. They were not sad anymore. And I'm almost sure of that. And now it has everybody's attention. And now I think it's at that point where most likely has that mind of its own scenario. It's back on the radar for everybody. And I think Pbtc is pretty cool. This could be a section that we see. There's a little range up in there. And, if we lost that, maybe we come down to 5 million. There's that where we like it a lot, that round number. But there's a potential where it can trade, staying above 10 even. But we're gonna keep an eye on this one. And I think it's important to root for other communities, man. Like when I see plays like that, that things pop back up, and communities that were probably felt like they were held underwater. Uh, isn't Purple BTC technically XPX? Man, that'd be epic, right? I mean, purple anything is just good, man. It's just I wish I would have seen it earlier. I don't know how high it's gonna go, but man, I probably would have got some just because I like purple, right? Just because I like the purple so much. And yeah, but I think it's cool to root for communities that, like I was saying, like you feel like they're probably held underwater or something like that, or the conviction got tested, and you see a play like this coming to life. It's like, I know there's somebody in there that is stoked. I know there's somebody in this that is just like, yeah, like 100%, like we freaking did it. Imagine filling up your tank, seeing purple Bitcoin on a pump screen. Ooh, ah, me likey. I think they should have had a QR code in this thing, but that's my marketing stuff again. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And there you go, man. When you win off your purple BTC, you're gonna have to see that purple XPX. If you're winning off your Elephanto, you're gonna have to, off ramp your crypto and win. Whether you're a DGen, a business, whatever it might be, And that's why I think it's easy for me to like root for people to win. It's like, man, they win, we win, right? And I know there's somebody, like I said, somebody's freaking pumped up. Like, I told you, I never faded the Telegram. It's like, and bam, it pumped up. And that's the power of Solana. That's the thing that I wanted XPX to have exposure to, is like once you start breaking out, it's like you pop up on the radar real quick, and the breakouts get even more insane. So shout out to the purple BTC community. I'm sure there's somebody in there super happy right now, and I'm rooting for them. Let's go to Hoppy next. Check up on Hoppy. Another great, solid looking chart. Did wick down to this 1 million at one point, but nice, clean looking chart, and has some potential there, right? And all it's going to take is just one little breakout. And like I said, these Matt Fury plays, man, do good. Okay, hasn't even posted. I think there was a post before. So keep this on your radar. Keep the bell notification lit so like that you guys can learn more about it. But a couple clean charts that we found on Deck Screener, a couple clean looking projects, and where you actually kind of feel where like it's at that point where you want people to, where the market's actually ready. Although we just had a nice little pullback from the 80K BTC, but the market's just ready. It's like, come on, let's just break out already. Let me get my 200 back on there. I was like, wait a minute, something's missing. And it's like, that's what we're waiting for. We're just waiting for that. But when that happens, your Hoppy, your Elephanto, your XPX, because your Solana is going to be going up, your ETH is going to be going up, your BNB is going to be going up. It's going to be so much easier. It's like you're going to be swimming with the current. So definitely look at these plays that have some solid communities. I think Bull is another one that, let's just be honest, the chart has just been holding so good during all of this, right? During all this market pullback, market's not being exciting. It's like it's been holding really strong. What are these projects going to look like when Solana's back at $300? It's like, this is where I think loading up on your conviction plays is going to be super important. What is it? HPX? Oops. HPX on base. Okay. We got some people that love base as well, man. Launched yesterday. Nice. And AI is just going to be what we're going to be talking about nonstop. Next 10 years, we're talking about crypto and AI, fam. And whoever made it in this time, whoever spent building, whoever spent, grinding in Telegrams, Discords, and all that stuff, YouTube live streams, X broadcasters, they're going to be the ones who really win. And, AI powered trading ecosystem. It's what I was talking about in the beginning of the stream. It's going to be part of the space. And yeah, you guys can be a part of it as well. So check out this one if this is something that you're interested in. You got this right here. You got this one right here on the base chain. It's been a while since we've been on the base chain. It's been quiet over there. It's been a little quiet, fam. We're looking good. 104. I'm going to post this one, do another plug for us, of course. Grab this. You guys go get a bag. Easy X is sitting on the table. Real things being developed. Somebody just snatched up a nice size bag. Shout out to them, honestly. I want to see that bag 10x from here, so they could probably make a post and be like, yeah, I bought XPX on the dip, and I aped in, and it was the right thing to do. I aped in at 70 something K, 80K market cap. We're at $8 million market cap now. One of the best ape ins that I've done, right? We're at $80 million market cap, and it's like anything's possible, especially when you got this nonstop pressure coming from a project that has a real foundation. Yeah, not much liquidity now on base, but when it comes, yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I totally agree. And I think base is a easy signal for when retail's all the way here. When retail's just like when your neighbor, like right now on your block where you live, in your cul-de-sac, wherever you're at, on your mountain, wherever you might be, everybody around you has internet. Everybody. There was once upon a time that was not the case. And right now, like I'm sure the neighborhood I'm in, not everybody has crypto. I'm sure there's some people that do. We probably got the most of it in this whole area. we probably, but I'm sure there's a lot of houses that do, right? And there's going to be a point though where every house has it. Just like when every house didn't have a desktop computer, just like when every house didn't have an iPod. Just when there was like one iPod for for the whole house, and everybody did take turns on it. It was like one desktop computer for the whole house with dial-up internet, and it was years before every house had computers and internet in every single house. And now that's just normal. That's what's going to happen with cryptocurrency and AI. And that's what's going to happen with XPX as far as people using payment rails in the crypto space to interact with the real world. There's going to be projects like XPX that you guys are super early on. Let's go to TTT. I almost forgot, man. I didn't see you guys in here. Man, that's why it's so important. Normie Crypto One, you're a real one for that, bro. You're a real one, bro. You're literally a real one right there. Nice, bro. The community is everything, man. I'm telling you. Community is everything. You're a real one. So right here, nice little dip. Bouncing right back up, went down to 100K. It happens in the space, man. We literally went up to right around the same mark and came right back down to these same areas. And it looks it looks more violent on Solana. So people get scared and it cascades. But if you got a solid dev, you got a solid community, you got a great narrative, fam, just price them right back out. Like, honestly, once you price everybody back out, it pumps right back up. The same people who sold are still in the Telegram. You think they left the group after they sold? No, they're still wandering around. They still got their noses nosing around. They got their noses on the mic, right? It's like, make it pump up again and watch what happens. Don't pretend like they never sold and they've been holding the whole time when they had to just buy a new bag because they sold because whatever. Everybody, I'm just like, all right, whatever. But then when everybody gets priced out and it's pumping back hard again and is breaking the all-time high or breaking the resistance, I'm telling you, those same sellers, they're still in that Telegram. And now you got new people buying up, you got new positions, and now they can't get it at these prices no more. Right? They can't get it at these prices. So it's about, pricing them out. And shout out to the person who loaded up on XPX today. Like, hold that bag. I'm going to grind for that bag. We'll grind together, make it grow. But, as we hold these floors and even like the dev bag, $3,000 in creator rewards being bought up and burnt and things like that. It's like we're creating floors to eventually the breakout happens no matter what, where it's programmed for the breakout to happen. And I think that this one definitely is programmed to have a breakout. This is really, yeah, we get excited. We get up to 800K. We're almost at $1 million market, but that's not enough. That's not what we want. We want to do this for higher market caps, a real breakout. So shout out to Normie Crypto One. You're a real one for that, man. And shout out to Pablo Crow for the super chat as well. But that's why it's important for if you're part of a project, if you're part of your conviction play, pull up for your projects, pull up to those spaces that they have, pull up to those live streams, because you could be the one that gets that extra exposure. We got 888 people live. Like, this is a lot of exposure on, TTTT, right? So looking really good. Discount prices. If you're bullish up on it up here, not sure why you're not going to be bullish on it over here. We went through the same little shakeout. Honestly, it seems like it's part of the pump fund scenario. People can't, look at gains, and instead of 50K, they want just 5K. It's like, bro, that could have been $50,000, like easy in crypto. But do you want them selling on you at $10 million market cap, $20 million market cap, or would you rather shake them out now? If you believe in the play, you got conviction in a narrative, just like when it first started rallying up and you're not already on some, oh, never mind, on to the next. It's like, turn it around, and it will pump up. They cannot resist. They cannot resist. Okay, it's part of the space. Let's check on BTC's prices one more time, fam. See where we're at right now. Ooh, it's dipping a little bit. Sometimes you got to see some red. That's what's so funny when you get in the trade. It's like you will see your trade sometimes flicker red a few times, but it doesn't just turn green and just go green and stay green. Okay, you got another project? We'll check it out. We're vibing right now. Okay. 2 hours ago? Nice. This is a nice little early play right here. 2 hours ago, 238. Cute little thing, isn't it? We'll keep it on the radar for sure and see what's up with it. You guys definitely go check it out as well. Some fresh plays, and I know you Degens like these. So if you guys are listening, check out this one right here, Ferris. Little crab guy going into outer space on his, UFO thing. Cool little spaceship that he has. Definitely check it out. And yeah, could be an early one 2 hours ago. That's pretty fresh. I know you guys like some of those, so could be one of those fresh ones that we see. And then tomorrow it's at 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. You never know, right? It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw. So appreciate you guys pulling up, man. I'm gonna monitor this trade that I'm in for a little bit. Take care of some chores that I got to do, crash course some more AI stuff that I've been working on, and which is coming along pretty good. It's just sometimes you can feel the circuits frying because it's just all brand new stuff. And then you're like, wait a minute, let me go outside for a second. let me come back with some new eyes, right? So gonna do some of that, man. Enjoy the rest of our day. It's 85 degrees here in Las Vegas. Not sure what the temperature is over there, but enjoy your day, enjoy your night. We are still extremely early in cryptocurrency. Until I see it be like the internet, where every house that has a computer also has crypto and has a wallet either on their desktop, phone, or laptop, we are still very, very early. And we're going to act and move like smart money, and accumulate our conviction plays and build infrastructure for the future of cryptocurrency. So thank you guys so much for pulling up. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Saphir, Darren, Psychedelic Angel, Mr. Mo. Everybody was pulled up, man. All the hot plays that pulled up. TTT, Pablo Crow for the super chat, bringing some exposure to his community, his play that he's got going on right now. You guys definitely check it out. But I do just, appreciate you guys pulling up nonstop, right? I know the markets test us quite a bit. I know the markets could be exciting. They could be then scary. Then they can be boring. But what's nice is that we get to go through all of this together, right? And it's kind of cool because we learn a lot about each other, and it helps us stay locked in so we don't mess this up. And I'm sure there's somebody in the .com era that wish they would have stayed locked in, kind of like what we're going through right now together. So I think it's important that we keep learning together, keep growing together. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off. And you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't